Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this World of Warcraft add-on spotlight. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Raeli's spell announcer. As always, you can find a download link for this add-on in the video description below. Okay, so in a nutshell, this is probably the best add-on you're ever going to come across if you're... I prefer it on tanking, like a tanking class such as my Protection Paladin, which I'm going to be using for this example here. But it can also benefit any other tanking class which has a wide range of cooldowns. And this add-on effectively means you don't have to make a shit ton of different macros so that it announces, so that it announces in, say, the raid or the party chat that you've just used to cooldown. So, just as an example, I joined a raid group and came into this dungeon. And if I was to use Divine Protection, it'd then come up and say that I've used Divine Protection. It's amazing! I don't even have to make a macro for that. And then after the 6 or so seconds, it'll announce when Divine Protection's faded. So this is just a brilliant add-on. So now if I was to go and use my bubble, okay, it doesn't announce bubble because I've not got it configured to, but if I was to use Holy Shield, then it'd announce when that's up. And then after the 8 or so seconds when it's off, it'll then announce that it's no longer working. This add-on's brilliant, you should all download it. Okay, so obviously it doesn't seem to do much technically, but there's a lot to it when it comes to configuration, so I wanted to make the first segment where you look at what the add-on does kind of short so that we could look at the configuration a bit more. So in order to configure this add-on, you want to type /RSA into chat or go to your interface menu through options. And the first page you come up with is a bunch of global options. So you have buff reminders, obviously very beneficial if you're raiding. I have LVY for that, so I don't have it enabled. Smart custom channel means that it will announce the spells in whatever custom channel you specify when you're in the group. You can choose to only announce things when you are in combat, and again, Smart Say will only say selected spells when you are grouped. You could have it enabled in arenas, battlegrounds, dungeons, raid instances, Toberad, PvP, and in the general world. Personally, I'd keep it at just raid instances and maybe avoid putting it in the world and battlegrounds and other PvP things because people can get a bit annoyed with it, although I've only experienced one person out of 76 levels of dungeons, and it's kind of annoying, but either way. So yeah, try and, if people do get annoyed by it, it might be an idea just to disable the dungeons option. You can also choose where you want the messages to be shown, and then we move on to general announcements such as cauldrons, fish feasts, jeeves, and all of that stuff. So if we want to announce that a cauldron has been placed, then you will want to put down the target here, which is the name of the person that's putting down the cauldron, what you want it to say, has placed A, and then the link is the cauldron of battle. So if I was putting it down, it'd say good as well has placed a cauldron of battle into raid, and then once the cauldron's faded, it'll say that underneath. For each individual spell, it will let you put in spell in square brackets for the name of the spell, a link so you can click on it, and also a target so that the name of the person who used that spell or did whatever shows up. So quickly to take a look at this announcing section. If you want it in local, it'll well, that one's kind of not really used, I guess. It just says it with your global announcement settings, and yeah, no one really uses that. You could have it announced to party, you could have it announced to a custom channel, so if I wanted to announce it to the tank channel or to a healer channel, then it could be specifically announced to that. You can have it in raid, you could have it in say, or you could have smart group, which is definitely recommended because This means if you're in a raid or if you're in a party, the add-on will recognize what you're in, and it will only announce the abilities that have been cast in the specific channels. So for example, if you're in a raid, it won't also announce it in party and in say, to avoid cluttering the chat obviously, and reducing spam. So if we look at the next option for spell options, this will give you a list of all of your spells that are worthy of an announcement. So for example here, if I wanted to go to Divine Shield, then I could choose where I want that announced. So if I wanted it Smart Group, it'd announce it in raid or party depending on what I'm in. And if I was to then use Divine Shield, got to OK that, sorry, and that's not 5 minute cooldown, so I can't use that as an example. It's not very smart, is it? So we'll just go with Holy Shield. At the minute I have that announced to Smart Group, and it will just stay Holy Shield activated, Holy Shield faded after the 8 seconds or so. And again, this doesn't require you to make any macros whatsoever. Then under the spell options, you can go to buff reminders. I have this disabled, but this is just for you to check that you have all the required buffs, what you need. And yeah, I'm not really 100% about that because I don't use it. And finally, it's just your profile section for each different character you have. So yeah, this add-on is really useful. I recommend downloading it if you are in a raiding environment. And yeah, just get it. It's brilliant. It saves so much effort into making macros. So as always, thank you for watching, and if you feel this spotlight has helped you or you liked the add-on in any way, feel free to subscribe to the channel and also support the maker of this add-on by actually downloading it and going to the curse section of the website for the download using the link in the video description below. And like I said, subscribe to the channel for future World of Warcraft add-on spotlights, raiding guides. 4.3 hopefully will be on the PTR sooner than later, so I can get some of that content up finally. Thank you for watching.